Welcome back to another edition of Gary's Record Collection, and this time we're going to look at a record that I bought. You know why I bought it? Because of the cover, not because of the content. Although the content is great, I bought it because of the cover, and it's a bootleg. And that's funny because it seems like all the bootlegs that came out, a lot of them that were done with great artwork, and this one is no different. This is from William Stout. This is The Who. Tales from the Who. Check out that cover, and here's my copy. This is not the original copy, by the way. This is not from the trademark of quality. I think this is a Japanese release, but man, look at that cover. And on the back, a deluxe cover too. A lot of detail, a lot of writing. This is incredible. This is, I just love this cover, mainly because it's got that Tales from the Crypt look, the old comic books and pulp magazines from the 50s. It is just great. I saw this at a record convention back in 1989 or so, the only time I saw it on vinyl, and I didn't buy it, and I regretted it ever since. It took about 30 plus years for me to get another copy of it. Admittedly, I hadn't been looking for a copy for a long time, but when the pandemic came along and I started looking at records on eBay, I was like, oh, Tales from the Who. Absolutely, I want a copy of that just because of that cover. Now, the thing is like, this is a great show. And why is it a great show? Because it's a radio broadcast. So that means the sound quality is excellent. It is from, believe it or not, is one of the very first shows from the King Biscuit Flower Hour. 1973, recorded allegedly in Largo, Maryland, and the Philadelphia Spectrum. There is some debate online about that, whether it came from Long Beach or not. I am not sure. I tried to do a little research, but it all points toward the East Coast. So let's get into it. This is the first part of the first of the show I can't explain. Now, one of the things that I remember hearing about Keith Moon, Roger Daltrey talked about this in a Classic Albums, I believe. It's like, Keith Moon didn't just put down like a 4/4 beat. He played the melody on the drums. So if you listen to Roger Daltrey, what he sings, Keith Moon is basically doubling him on the drums, and it made for such a unique sound. We'll move on to the third song in the concert, at least the way it was broadcast. A classic from 1965, My Generation. Little bass bomb coming up. Yes, that stuff is great. Faster than the original version, and they're just playing with such power. This was the tour, the Quadrophenia tour. Quadrophenia had come out, and they played the bulk of that album on tour. And one of the more cool songs I thought was The Real Me, and they played that. let's listen to that next. Part of the Quadrophenia album that they played on that tour. An interesting thing with the Who in this time period was like a lot of these songs had keyboard playback on tape because it was so intricate. There were several songs from Quadrophenia like that, and also when they played "Won't Get Fooled Again," part of that's on tape. And apparently when the tapes failed, Pete Townsend was not in a happy frame of mind whenever that happened during a live show. Incredible version of that song. It's just always great to hear them blasting that out because there's so much power behind that song, even more than on the studio version that was on Who's Next. Well, you can't do a Who concert without one of their biggest hits, their most memorable hits, and it's only 2.5 minutes long or so. Pinball Wizard. Sounded like we were missing the guitar for a little bit there. Whoops. What a great show. You know, if you're a Who fan, if you're a really heavy-duty Who fan, you know about this show. You have this in your collection, no doubt. You've got the vinyl. Maybe you've even got the CD. This is from Great Dane Records. It came out in like 1989. It was from Italy. And it was one of those weird, gray market CDs because the copyright laws in Italy were not the same as they were in the U.S. And you could release concerts that were, you know, over 20 years old. And that one qualified. But man, what a show. Again, what a cover. Oh, I love this cover. I love it. I may have to put this on a t-shirt myself. That is amazing. It's on YouTube. You can listen to the whole show on YouTube if you don't have a copy. Plug in, and I just love this era of the Who because it's like they are on fire, and it's more powerful in the live setting than it is on the studio records. And the studio records are great, but get them out on a stage, pushing all of that through the high watt amps, and it is spectacular. So that is it. Tales from the Who by The Who, live in concert, 1973. Hope you liked it. We'll see you again next time on Gary's Record Collection.